Hi guys, so I just did this medium boho knotless. If you want to see how I did this, keep watching the video. I have a step-by-step tutorial. Every time I'm braiding boho knotless, what I like to do is I'll take the braiding hair. I'll make sure the braiding hair, if the person wants waist length, I'll use the braiding hair that is made back. And then what I like to do is instead of folding it half, to braid, I will just kind of, you know, pull it a little bit more to the side, just like this. So this is the middle, and then I'll put it in, and then I'll pull it to the side to make one side longer than the other, so that way when I braid it down, the ends are not really thick. It's nice and thin, and when I put it in the hot water, it will be like it will mix it nicely with the curly hair, and it allows room for the curly hair to be full, to give the fullness to the ends instead of the braiding hair giving the fullness to the ends. And I feel, in my opinion, I feel like it makes it a nice, you know, and flowy look to the end. And then I'll put the braiding hair in like this. So with the braiding hair, I'm leaving like this much. I mean the curly hair. With the curly hair, I'm leaving like this much to make sure when I braid it in, it stays, it doesn't come out. And then I'll braid it one time and remove the curly hair. I would normally put a comb here or a pin that I'll put the curly hair in and braid it down. It holds the curly hair in place and it doesn't bother me when I'm braiding. So I'll braid it down all the way till, so for a full look, what you want to do is you want to braid it down all the way till about half length of the first hair that you added. So this is the first hair that I added, and I braid it down all the way here, and this is about halfway through the length of that, and I'll add another curly hair. So you add another curly hair. The reason for that is the curly hair is full from the top to the middle, and then to the bottom it's a lot thinner. So if you wait all the way to the end, you're gonna have a full layer and then a thin layer and then another full layer. So in order to keep it nice and full all throughout, you want to make sure where you add the hair, the second piece of curly hair, where the thickness of the curly hair stops, which is usually a little bit after the middle. So you braid that down. And then what I like to do is I'll braid it all the way till the end of the client's hair, and I will let her go because I'll be sitting down later to finish the ends. Alright, we're gonna do this one more time. So we're gonna take the braiding hair in the middle, we're gonna put it in, and we're gonna pull it to the side 3 times. I like to add hair 3 times because to me it makes it more even, so that way the braids come out neater. But if you already know how to do knotless braids, then use whatever technique you normally use, but just make sure you're pulling the hair so the ends are not as thick. So braid it down a little bit. Take a piece of curly hair, pull it to the side. Make sure you have enough to braid it in, but not too much. Braid it down once. Put it in your pin or your comb. Braid it down. I feel like I can do a better angle here. So about halfway down, we're gonna add another piece of curly hair. I'm gonna take it out and braid it down. You're gonna braid it down a little bit more, and then you're gonna braid it all the way till when you add the curly hair, it's gonna pass the braiding hair. So at this point, with this much left, I'm gonna add the curly hair one more time. You see how like the braided hair ends here and the curly hair passes it just a little bit more. So you're gonna braid that down, remove the curly hair. And you're gonna braid it all the way until after the braiding hair. At least until after the folded curly hair that you put in ends. Just like so. Okay, this part is really important. This could make or break your style. So I'm gonna do the hot water test. Sometimes on the hair pack, it will say that it got allow hot water up to 400 degrees, but I always check the hair. So I'm gonna put the hair in the cup and pour hot water on it. I've used this hair before, so I know you can dip it in hot water, but just to show you guys. So I would normally even leave it in hot water for a few minutes until it cools down to see what it's gonna look like after it cools down. But basically, when you put hot water on it like this, okay, so after the water cools down and you remove the curly hair, if it still maintains the curls and it doesn't go straight or kinky or hard, then you know it's safe to put in hot water.